Am I the asshole for shredding an apology letter? This is a heavily condensed version of what happened, as the full story could fill a novel. Up until a year ago, I worked with a woman named Lilith. She was, without a doubt, the worst coworker I have ever had. For 18 months, she made every single day unbearable. Because she had been at the company the longest, she genuinely believed I had been hired to be her personal assistant, even though she wasn't in management. She spent her days making demands and berating me for not doing her job for her. Bad-tempered and volatile, Lilith loved to slam doors, break stationery, and screech or whine all day long. She even harassed me outside of work hours. I eventually started keeping a log of every time she bothered me to present to management. It averaged about 50 times a day. Unfortunately, management didn't want to deal with her, dismissing the situation as a mere clash of personalities. This only caused Lilith to double down, and her tantrums worsened. If I refused her demands because I was busy or because it wasn't my job, she would go absolutely nuts. I reached a point where my entire body would cringe whenever she approached. I was frantically looking for another job, but I had no luck. Everything changed at the beginning of last year when we got a new manager. Unlike the previous one, who hid in their office and let Lilith run riot, the new manager was hands-on. She noticed Lilith's toxic behavior almost instantly and ordered her to stop bothering me. Lilith attempted a retaliation campaign against the manager, which failed utterly and culminated in one of her famous tantrums. After being hauled into the office and told her behavior was unacceptable, Lilith resigned on the spot. The manager gladly accepted, and Lilith walked out that day, never to be seen again. A year has passed, and work is great. Lilith's replacement is a delight, and it took a long time, but I finally stopped feeling dread when walking into the building. Then, a few days ago, I arrived at work to find a letter waiting for me. I recognized the handwriting instantly. It was Lilith's. I quickly scanned it. In the letter, she apologized for leaving her job so abruptly, thanked me for doing my best, and remarked that I had been mostly helpful. To top it off, she requested that I get in touch so we could continue being friends. I immediately put the letter through the shredder. I didn't even want it in my hands. Just seeing it made me cringe all over again. I literally never want to see this woman for the rest of my life. I didn't tell anyone at the office about the letter, but when I recounted the story to my personal friends, they had a different reaction. They argued that it must have taken a lot of guts for her to write to me, and suggested that I should consider writing back just to close that chapter of my life. But as far as I am concerned, the chapter was closed the day she walked out.